Hey guys, Mr. Ritchie here. Today we're looking at sequence 2 of the Urbanisation module in grade 8 HASS. Before we go anywhere, I always like to start with a bit of a revision just to make sure that we're all tracking okay. So if you've got a book or a piece of paper and a pen, can you write down the following words or phrases and then see if you'd be able to, in your own time, provide a definition for each. So word number 1, urbanisation. Push factor, pull factor, migration, and internal migration. If you write all those words down, so urbanisation, push factor, pull factor, migration, internal migration, would you be able to provide a definition for each, either by writing it down or speaking it out? A big key to success in HASS and indeed a lot of other subjects is understanding the vocabulary. So your vocabulary is the amount of words you know, you understand, and you could use them accurately in a sentence. So these sort of words and phrases that you hear, if you understand them, a lot of the work becomes really easy because it all makes sense to you. The learning intentions and success criteria for this lesson, as you should have already read. Learning intentions today, we're learning about deepening our understanding of the causes and consequences of urbanisation and developing our beliefs about the benefits and detriments of urban living. The success criteria. So you will be successful at the end of this sequence if you can do the following. Explain the positive and negative aspects of urban and rural living. Explain push and pull factors, and complete the inquiry task for the least livable city. All right, so it's really important that you understand what we're learning, why we're learning it, and what you need to be able to do by the end of the sequence. Okay, the big thing is why. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing HASS? Why are we doing urbanisation in HASS? Particularly when you think about the push and pull factors, we're helping arm you with knowledge about the world, about rural and city areas or urban areas, so that you can start to make decisions as you get older about where you might want to live one day and why you want to live there. Are you more drawn to the city areas? If so, for what reasons? Are you more drawn to living in a rural area? If so, for what reasons? What are the pros and cons as to living in each? So this is actually very practical for you and very relevant and really important. So make sure you pay attention and follow the content through. You'll see, similar to last lesson as well, you can pick which workpiece you want to submit. So if you feel like you're approaching the standard, if you feel like you're at standard or above standard, or if you are well above standard, there are pieces of work that you can choose for each of those categories. So feel free to choose the one that best suits you and you feel most comfortable with. And you can see on the screen, on the page in Canvas, that there's buttons there for you to submit your work. Towards the end of the sequence, you will see a worksheet about the world's least livable cities. And on there, you'll actually see a city called Dhaka, which is the capital of Bangladesh. Now, if you've got Netflix, Chris Hemsworth, who's an Australian actor, has just released a movie on Netflix called Extraction. And he is in Dhaka for a lot of the filming in Bangladesh. And you will get to see just what it is like in a city that has a high population density. So population density is another word, another phrase. Sorry, I've just got the phone going off. Okay, I'm back again. Yeah, so you'll see what it is like to work and live in an area with a high population density. Population density means the amount of people per square kilometre. For example, I want you to also look on Google, look at a world map, look at Australia and how big it looks. Then look at Japan, try and find the nation of Japan. It's lots of little islands, but 4 main islands for Japan. Japan has like this much landmass, Australia has like this much landmass. Population of Australia, around 25 million people in this much landmass. Population of Japan, about 130 million people in this much landmass. So you need to start understanding like Mrs. K described last lesson, what the consequences of that are. If we have a lot of people packed together in a small area, what does that mean for us? My dad lived in Japan about 30 years ago, and he said when he came back to Australia, the first thing he did was go to a park with lots of grass, a wide open space, because he said he craved that and he missed that. Because in Japan, there are so many people that things are packed together, and your ability to have parks and play areas and stuff like that becomes reduced. So again, you need to consider these push and pull factors for urban, rural areas. You need to consider the pros and cons of each and the consequences of urbanisation. Make sure you work through, like I said again, find the work that you are most comfortable with, whether it's approaching standard, at or above, or well above standard. Make sure you complete the inquiry task and submit it using the buttons on Canvas. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to email your teacher and ask them. Please don't stress about anything. This is for you. Like we said, this learning is really relevant to your decision making in the future about where you live and also understanding the world in general. Again, try and master that key vocabulary. Can you describe what urbanisation is? Push factors, pull factors, migration, internal migration, population density that I've just described to you. If you don't know them, just look them up. That's fine. And yeah, enjoy, have fun, and we hope you learn something valuable. All right, until next time, see you later. Bye.